Hello everyone, the Claws here, and today guys I'm going to review a Megabloks Dragons Universe set released in 2010, and it's going to be one of the 4 middle-sized dragon set. It's going to be Clawripper. So here's the box. So of course it's the usual egg which pops out of the box, you can see, so it's really well done. Of course, a drawing of the dragon on this side, some gimmicks featured on the side of the box, nothing really interesting on the top part. The same goes for the side. And on the back you can see the dragon in a 3D CGI view, if I can say so, plus some group scene featuring all the 3 other middle-sized dragons and one of the middle-sized spaceship. Also, you have to notice before I move on to the instruction booklet that this is kind of a prototype version, if I can say so, because if you compare to the torturing box, which is the final type of boxes, as you can see, we got some difference on the logo on the sides right there. Also, on this side, as you can see, there is some big blue things right there. The same goes for this part. And finally, you can see that the background here is still different between these two. Here you can clearly see a ground, and here, and whereas here you can really see anything apart from blue, and also here the group scene is still different because here you got a prototype version of the white spaceship, and here is the final version. Plus the dragons are put in different position, and of course the background is totally different. So just a little thing to show you that you might find 2 types of boxes, and well, this one is the final one because it shows you the final version of the white chip. But that said, apart from that, of course, the dragon and stuff like that are exactly the same. It's just the box that changed. Let's move on, like I said, on the instruction booklet. So, as you can see, one side features all the guys from the Alliance, because yes, the storyline behind Dragon's Universe, it's quite simple. Of course, the story takes place in the future, and there is 2 sides fighting each other for some core, sphere core, stuff like that. One side is the humans, called the Alliance, and the other side is the dragons, under the name of the Predators. That said, this show you the 2 sides, and here a little fight scene. Then you got the instruction, really simple, plus the parts list and stuff like that. And then let's move on to the egg. Yes. So I'm just going to unwrap the box. To show you the egg. So the egg is mostly, well, like the other Dragon's Universe egg, it's made of 2 parts. One which is transparent with some color injection. As you can see, it's mostly orange with some yellow injected in there. And the bottom part, which is mostly, as you can see, not transparent at all. And this time it's mostly kind of orange-ish yellow, orange yellowish, more like that, with some black color injected in there. So of course, it can be opened like that, and it does not feature any studs or stuff like that to be linked to any type of brick and stuff like that. So it's really a nice really mold, once again, really well designed. And for those who might wonder, you can't put the dragons built in there, because of course it's too big for that. And even if you try to put all the parts of the dragons in there, it will be quite hard. If I remember, because I've just done this one time, it was really quite hard, near impossible. That said, let's move on to the dragon itself. So, like you might know, there exist 4 dragons, and 2 types of molds, if I can say so. And where Clawripper shares the same mold as Black Earth. And also notice of course, each of the 4 dragons got 3 really unique elements. So first, it's the head mold, which is unique to each dragon, then the missile mold, which once again is unique to each dragon, and finally the color scheme. And speaking of color scheme, notice that the color scheme on the back of the box is more like tan, green, yellowish, really bright colors used right there, and the final result is nowhere around that color, because it's in fact mostly brown and red mixed together, or well, at least for my eyes, it looks like it's more like red brownish than this color. So it has totally nothing to do. So you are warned, no, your dragon will not be in a tan color, except for the spines and some parts on the wings and the claws. Also, you can notice that the injected color in there is the black, and also that the eyes and core are blue colored. So, well, here's the body, which of course is full of holes to link the head, wings, front legs, rear legs, missiles, and tail. Of course, it's the same mold as all the other dragons, middle-sized dragons. That said, let's move on to the front legs. And for those who do not know, the dragons, this type of dragons are just articulated with 1 point of rotation, nothing more, nothing less. There is nothing more, and it's not even ball jump, so it will be quite limited, but we're gonna see that later on. So, second one. Excuse me. Now, of course, we're gonna link the rear legs. Which looks like that. Now the tail, and you can see that the tail is a different shade of red than the other part. It's really brighter than the other part, so that's one main color issue Megabloks have with some of these colors. For example, the red, well, mostly the red, which sometimes comes in different shade in the same model, and it can be quite a problem for those who really look for some high quality of figures. It can be quite a problem for them. Personally, I'm not gonna really complain. But it's something that must be improved in the future. So the wings, well, one of the wing, and once again you can notice that my left wing is in a brighter shade of red brown in comparison to this one. So this one is really dark and this one is really brighter, so that's really that's really weird. And now the head, which is, like I said, one of the three things really unique to this set. So the head mold, which is unique to Clawripper. Well, at least for now, because there will be other middle-sized dragons coming in 2011. Excuse me, so other dragons coming this year, and they will reuse the same heads, if I'm not mistaken. So a nice crease and stuff like that. So really well done once again. But again, that's a matter of taste and point of view. So you might prefer. Oh yes, excuse me. Just playing around. So here is the dragon, and is finished, apart from the weapons. So as you can see, the all right there does not really disturb you from. So if you do not want to put the weapons on it, it will still look quite nice in terms of overall shape. It's not like it will be ugly as. No, it's still pretty nice looking, even without the weapon. So if you do not like this type of, if you just want to keep the dragons like that. But for those who want to put the weapons, well, it works. It's quite simple. We're gonna first use this part with some rotation point. We're gonna link this right there. As you can see now, we have plenty of pinholes to play around with. I'm going to link this type of laser rifle right there, thanks to some silver pins. And then putting a transparent thread hosepipe. The same will be done on the other side. Oh, excuse me. And finally, I'm going to put this weapon, which is taken from the old No Shifters theme. Put this part right there. Put the hosepipe in these little holes. And okay, excuse me. Yeah, more like that. And finally, the missile, which, like I said, the head of the missile is different for each dragon, and so here's the Clawripper's missiles. And well, we are done with that. So now I'm going to show you the gimmick and articulation of the dragon, of course, after a little turnaround with the weapon this time, this time. And well, I think that's also enough for the gimmicks and articulations. So first the articulations. So well, let's begin with the front legs. Well, front limbs. So like I said, you just got one point of articulation, and it's a rotation point. So this means you can put the legs in the front or in the rear, and that's all. The same goes for the rear legs, which works just the same. Then you got the tail, which you of course can turn around if you want. You can also play with it, but it doesn't really work that much, even if it's supposed to be a gimmick on some of the dragons. Also, you can see that the inside of the tail is totally empty, which can be a little problem for, well, it doesn't really look good, even if it's of course on the bottom part of the dragon. Then we got the head, which is mounted on both joints this time, so it can really turn around on the sides, up and down without any problems. It can of course also close and open the mouth. Then you got the wings, which got 2 points of rotation, so on the front and on the back, and up, well, down and up, like that. The same goes for the weapon, which can be turned on the sides, and also up and down, and of course the missile can be fired just by pressing this button, and like you see, it works perfectly. And the final little gimmick is the catching claw, if I can call this like that. So we're just gonna have to take one alien soldier. So this guy is not included into this set, so the set just comes with the dragons, but I'm just here to show you how this works. So you might have noticed, even if I do not really think I've shown you this, but you got 4 claws right there, and as you can see, one of them got a strange part right there. It looks quite strange in comparison to the other. Well, it's really simple. It's simply to put this part in the hole behind the guy. So you just have to put this in his back. And now it looks like the guy is being taken by the dragon. Even if you still have some space between the head and the rest of the claw, but still. So here how it works. And that's all, guys, in fact. So I'm just going to put the egg behind him, and then let's do the sum up about this guy, Clawripper. So, of course, it's like the other dragon, so there is nothing really, it's not like in terms of complaint is really different from the others. This means, of course, the articulations are quite bad because, well, you just got 1 point of rotation, so that's really a shame. Then you got also the color issues. Like I said, you got some brighter parts than others, plus also some bad stripe painting. For example, on the wings, as you can see, the pen goes out and it's quite ugly. Well, like I said, I'm not a perfectionist. I just put my guys on the shelves, and well, of course, I do not look like I do not watch them in a near position. But well, for those who are perfectionists, it can be quite a problem. But once again, it might depend from the set you buy. For example, some of you may buy Clawripper and do not have this problem. I think it's only a random problem in the factory. So that said, apart from these issues, so the articulations, the paint, also some people might complain about the weapons, but like I said, they can be put off really easily, and the dragon still looks nice even without it. So that said, let's move on to the other elements of this dragon. So the color scheme once again, but not in terms of issues, more like for what they're worth. So well, the color scheme is quite interesting because that's been a long time that I have seen some brown reddish color, and it's looked nice. Of course, it's not the most appealing dragons in comparison to the more brighter Torchwing or Tide Spike, if I'm correct, but still it's looked nice. And once again, let me remind you that this dragon has nothing to do with the one shown on the back of the box, which is much more brighter and use more like tan colors or some type of really light greenish tannish color. And well, this is not the case. The dragon you will have in this set is this one. So once again, a little issue color with the 3D. And apart from that, well, the end mold is unique and it looks pretty beautiful. But well, once again, it's used the same mold as Black Earth. Well, where was Black Earth? Excuse me, yes, like I said, it's used the same molds as Black Earth. So once again, it's really going to be about your taste and what you like, what you do not like. So if you like this head more like the Black Earth one, or if you like the color schemes more like the Torchwings one. So yes, it's all about your taste and your point of view. So I can't really give an objective point of view on Clawripper because most of the time it's the same as the other 3 other dragons. It's the same in terms of parts and stuff like that. So well, I can't really be objective about this guy. I would just say that I'm pretty pleased with him. He's okay, but once again, he's not maybe my fave. But still, it works nice. So once again, it's all about you and your point of view for this type of dragons, which are really close in terms of design from each other. That said, hope you enjoyed this review, hope you enjoyed this set. Once again, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to post them in the comment section of this video. And that said, see you later for another video review. Bye bye.